Only pharmacist serving in Congress. He's with me now live from Capitol Hill. And, we were watching the president talk about how unfair it is that Americans really don't know what procedures and visits and medications truly cost. Is this a step in the right direction?
Absolutely, it's a step in the right direction. I tell you, the president's adversaries are going to have a field day with this because they hate it when he's right, and he is spot on here. I am so proud of him and so proud of what he's doing. We have to have transparency. We've got to make healthcare consumers just that. They've got to be consumers. They've got to make choices, and in order to make those choices, they've got to have transparency so that they can decide on the things that they are trying to consume here. So I tell you, the president is just spot on.
He made a really great point, I thought, that when you're sick, especially if it's somebody that's going to the hospital, you're in the ER, that's not the time that you want to sit down and have a conversation about pricing and about what your procedures are going to cost. And, I think it's interesting that the groups that have really opposed this, we were showing the stocks earlier, a lot of the hospital groups, they're very opposed to this, and they've been very vocal in Washington. Their lobbying groups have that they don't like this at all. How do you deal with those voices that are going to be knocking on your door?
Well, of course they don't like it. I mean, they're all benefiting from it. And, the president made the point that we're taking powers away from the insurers, away from the hospitals. And that's what we're doing. We're giving it to the consumers. I want to give you a quick example. When I was still practicing pharmacy, a major retailer came out with a $4 per month prescription generic plan. There was no way I could meet that. I bowed my back. I said, there's no way. I'm not going to meet that price. Well, guess what? A week later, I was selling generics for $4 for a month's supply. That's the way markets work, and that's the way competition works. That's the way you bring down prices, and that's the way we're going to bring down prices in healthcare and increase quality.
You've been very critical of pharmacy benefit managers. We've been showing a lot of those stocks on our screen as well today to our viewers. Obviously, this is a financial story. We may invest in these stocks, but these pharmacy benefit managers are supposed to be on our side. They're supposed to be negotiating with the drug companies. They're supposed to be negotiating especially for long-term treatments, think diabetes, for example. And they're the ones that are being targeted by this executive order for lack of transparency. How has this gone on for so long?
Well, it's embarrassing that it's gone on for so long, and I have to accept some of the responsibility of that. I should have called them out long ago, and I just wasn't in a position where I could or I would have. But I will tell you, they bring no benefit whatsoever to the healthcare system. If you look at their mission statement, it will say to keep prescription drug prices low. Yeah. Well, how's that worked out? It hasn't worked out worth a damn. Until the president started his initiatives, this is the first time in over 46 years that we've actually seen prescription drug prices decrease, and it's because of the administration and because what we've done in Congress can control prescription drug prices, not anything the PBMs have done.
While I have you here, I got to ask you about the other big news of the day, and that, of course, is Iran and these new sanctions that have been levied against the leadership in Iran. You're on energy and commerce, I want to say. Obviously, this is an escalation of tension between ourselves and the Iranians. Are you hopeful that this move by the Treasury Secretary today and the president will push the Iranians to come back to the bargaining table?
Well, I'm certainly hopeful, and I applaud the president and the administration for what they've done. They've showed tremendous restraint here. It would have been easy just to go ahead with the attacks and to go ahead and bomb them, but instead the president showed a very limited and reserved response, and I'm just very proud that he's done that, because we always want to try diplomacy. Yeah. We always want, and we need to have them at the table. Now, these sanctions are going to hurt them. Don't think for 1 minute that this isn't serious stuff here. You might think, oh, sanctions, they're nothing. No, they're going to cripple their economy, and they are crippling their economy. That's why we're seeing them doing what they're doing now.
Yeah, Secretary Mnuchin was adamant about that earlier today, saying that sanctions, they work. And you know what? Oil actually is up 47 cents on the day, so somebody's optimistic as well. Congressman Carter, a lot to cover with you today. We certainly appreciate your time. We're going to be following this. Healthcare is the issue for all of us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.